So we've seen the acceptance must be made in the prescribed mode. We are clear with that, right? So we'll see the example. If the offeror prescribes acceptance through messenger and the offeree sends acceptance by email, there is no acceptance of the offer. The same example that we discussed. If the offerer informs the offeree that the acceptance is not according to the mode prescribed. If the offerer is okay with the mail in place of messenger, then that's totally fine. But if the offerer is not okay with it, then comes the problem that acceptance is not considered as valid. Got it? Now we'll see the time. Acceptance must be given within the specified time limit, if any. If there is no time stipulated, it must be reasonable time. And this reasonable time varies based on facts to facts. For example, if it is an offer for perishable goods like vegetables or fruits, you know the reasonable time. It should be within 2 to 3 days. The acceptance must be given immediately. For long lasting goods, so the reasonable time varies based on the facts and circumstances. And then the sixth is mere silence is not an acceptance. Yes, never silence can be considered as an acceptance unless both you, the offerer and the offeree, both are okay with that particular condition. Mere silence is never considered as an acceptance. That is said in the Feldhaus versus Bentley case law. We'll show you the facts of the case here. This if the uncle, he said he wanted to buy a particular horse from his nephew, and the condition there he clearly mentioned was that and if I don't hear back anything from you, if you see here, it's if I hear no more about it, I shall consider the horse is mine at euro 30. So this was the kind of statement made. Okay, but this particular nephew never replied back to this statement. That means he has just made an offer, but the acceptance was never made, no reply at all. Unfortunately, the servant of this nephew sent the horse to someone else, and if this uncle sued in the case, saying that the horse was not sold to me, I consider the silence as his acceptance. As already we discussed, silence can never considered be as an acceptance. So its petition against his nephew is he could not succeed that. Okay, because it was just the silence and the reply was never given by his nephew. Okay, and there's one more example. A subscribed for the weekly magazine. After the expiry of the subscription, he has been receiving the magazines. He has been receiving the magazine. Instead of saying no, he continued reading that magazines. So in that case, he's continuing using or reading that magazine is considered to be acceptance, and A would be bound to pay the subscription fee. Okay, because here, though the acceptance was not given in words, through his action he said he's accepting that particular offer of receiving the magazines. So that's the difference here. In this case, in the example of the magazine, the usage or continuing to read the magazines is in very itself is the acceptance. So though there's a silence, the action showed the acceptance. So that's the case. That's where A is bound to pay the subscription fee. So that's the difference. And then acceptance by conduct or implied acceptance. Okay, acceptance can be made by acts as well. So just like if you see in the example of the magazine subscription, here the acceptance was by conduct. Okay, by an act. So section 8 says the performance of the conditions of a proposal or the acceptance of any consideration which may be offered with a proposal continues to an acceptance of the proposal. So conduct of an act is in very itself, you need not give acceptance in words or something like that. Your acts can also be considered as an acceptance. Okay. This section provides the acceptance of the proposal by conduct, that is an act or deed that you would be doing, as against other modes of acceptance. Fine. Therefore, when a person performs the act intended by the proposer as the consideration for the promise offered by him, the performance of the act constitutes acceptance. The same magazine example can be taken here. So, though you did not give any express acceptance or something, your conduct or your act can be considered as an acceptance. Here, there's one more example. When a tradesman receives an order from a customer and executes, usually this happens in the grocery stores. A sends a listing of goods to the grocery store. The moment this grocer sends back the goods to A, his act of sending back the goods is the acceptance over here. Okay, so acceptance can be made by an act as well. That's the example. Now, done with understanding acceptance and the legal rules of the valid acceptance. Now we are coming to our topic, communication of offer and acceptance. Fine. We've learned what is an offer and what is an acceptance, and what are the valid rules for both offer and acceptance. Now it is time for us to learn how this communication, which communication is valid and which communication is not valid. Okay, communication plays the key, right? While sending an offer is the communication that is important, and while receiving back the acceptance, communication is important. The importance of offer and acceptance in giving effect to a valid contract was explained, and now both the offer and acceptance requires effective communication. We'll see what are the rules that we have for effective communication. So they said when the contracting parties are face to face, it is pretty simple. There's no problem. Communication happens right away. The difficulty arises only when there is the use of services of post, telephone, or email. That is when the difficulty arises. So the Indian Contract Act gives lot of importance to time element, considering when there's a face-to-face contract being happened, no issues at all. Only when there's usage of this post, telephone, or email, then there's a, even in the telephone it is fine, but there are circumstances even in the telephone we have some technical issues and all that. In that cases we need to be careful. So communication of offer is given by section 4. Section 4 says communication of offer is complete when it comes to the knowledge of the person to whom it is made. Okay, A want to communicate his offer to sell. Again, we'll go back to our favorite example, car for 2 lakhs. Okay, here the communication of offer is set to be done when B comes to the knowledge of the offer. Okay, that's the essence. So offer is set to be completed or completely communicated only when it comes to the knowledge of the offering. This can be explained by an example. A makes a proposal to sell his house for 5 lakhs, and if the letter containing the offer is posted, A posted the letter on 10th March, but B received the letter on 12th March. Okay, the offer is said to have communicated to